I'm James Dillon of Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Experience, and you're listening to Ramble On.
First off, how are you? Congratulations on your wedding this past summer. How's the family? How's all that going?
Hey Brian, thanks for having me. Yeah, I got married this summer to my beautiful wife Avril, and I am certain I am the luckiest man in the world. My family's doing great. We're having a week together right now as the trucks from the tour are making their way across the country. We were out in California and Nevada doing some makeup shows, and they gave us a few days off to spend with our families before we reconvene on the East Coast in New Jersey.
I missed seeing you guys last spring. I was actually away for my 20th wedding anniversary. Speaking of weddings, and is the show? Is it still using the same format? Is it still a couple of songs, and then Jason talks about his dad a bit? You show some home movies and stuff, or is it kind of more music based now than it was originally?
Congratulations, 20 years, man, that's awesome. Yeah, the basic concept of the show is the same, but the shows change a little bit from night to night, just depending upon what songs Jason wants to throw in or what memories he wants to share. But overall, it's basically the same idea with a little bit of change in dialogue and music.
And is there any new material? You guys doing, anything fundamentally different than you were doing when I saw you a year ago, the first part of the tour?
Well, we have a lot of songs that we play, but the problem is, which songs do you remove from the set list in order to make room for these songs that you want to introduce to the set list? And with Zeppelin's catalog, it's very challenging to find any songs that you'd be willing to part with. So we end up playing 3-hour shows just in order to get in some of the songs that we want to play.
And the band, is the band the same? I know Michael left the last time out, and Darian Hartsong took his place. I'm assuming Tony is still on guitar, and I know Steven is going along with you. But what about Darian? Is he still on bass? And how is it playing with Darian as compared to playing with Michael? How did that work out, that change?
Yeah, same guys from last tour. That's Stephen LeBlanc, Dorian Hartsong, and Tony Catania. Dorian and Michael Devon are friends, and when Michael learned that he was going to be writing music and touring with Whitesnake, he called Jason and said, "Hey, listen, I've got the perfect guy to cover for me." And as you will see and hear, he did have the perfect guy to cover for
him. Any new songs? Any surprises on the set list? And last time out, you guys did Achilles' Last Stand a couple of times just. And that disappeared. I was curious why that got dropped.
Yeah, we played Achilles' Last Stand 2 times on the last tour. The thing about that song is it's very long, and we have to take a few songs out of the set list just to play it. That's like the Rain song. We played the Rain song 1 time. It's a challenge to fit them in.
What songs haven't you done that you would like to see the band do? Or that you would like to do? Is there something in there that you're pushing for, or you're kind of secretly hoping Jason says, let's do?
I'd be hard-pressed to find a song from Led Zeppelin that I wouldn't want to play. I would say maybe How Many More Times. I really liked playing that in the first tour, and we haven't played it since, so I hope that one comes back at some point.
As you know, I'm going to be in Aurelia on November 5th. I'm looking forward to meeting you and everybody else, finally face to face. I'd love to hear Fool in the Rain. Zeppelin themselves never performed it live. As far as I know, the only one who ever has is Robert Plant did it with Pearl Jam one night. You certainly haven't heard of you guys performing it. You ever guys worked that song? You ever talked about doing it? Any thoughts on doing it? And, if it's kind of in the back of everybody's mind, I'm putting a request for November 5th.
Absolutely. Great song. The only thing is it's not the James Dillon Led Zeppelin Experience. It's the Jason Bonham Led Zeppelin Experience. So you'll have to take that request up with the boss.
What's been your most memorable of the shows so far?
For this tour so far, it would definitely have to be the Greek Theater. That was one of the shows that we had to reschedule. So we had this anticipation built up that we were going to be playing the Greek Theater. And then we have 4 additional months before we actually get to do it. So when we finally did set foot on that stage, it was the greatest feeling in the world. And Avril flew out to see that show too, so it was a great night all the way around.
And I guess just is there anything you'd like to add about this time out? It's going to be something we should watch for, something that's going to be different or interesting, or something you feel is overlooked in the past. A couple of tours that maybe we should all watch for this time.
Yeah, I want to tell everybody about our Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Experience Facebook page. This is a place where you can get tour dates, you can get questions answered, there are contests where you can win stuff, and some of the fans are using the page to tell us their stories and their Led Zeppelin experiences, and we read them, so come join us on Facebook.
Getting past the Jason Bonham, haven't seen any new Virtual Zeppelin videos lately. Is that done with? Has that played itself out? Or am I missing some? Are they there?
Yes, there will be more videos by Virtual Zeppelin. This past year, it was difficult to coordinate the efforts to do that. June 626 and I are adamant about keeping the original lineup. So as soon as everybody has time to do it, we're going to put together more videos.
Outside of Jason's band and the Virtual Zeppelin, what have you been up to musically? You got any projects of your own upcoming? A band on the go or anything like that happening in your off time?
Yeah, since we're back out on the road, Jason's band has started to write songs together. So we're hoping before too long we'll have some stuff for everybody to check out.
I want to thank you so much for doing this. You guys have a great tour. I'm really looking forward to seeing you. I was sitting with my brother-in-law and his 14-year-old son tonight, and they were saying, "Oh, we want to go see them." And the 14-year-old son's so excited at the possibility. And unfortunately, Casino Ram is an adult-only facility, but so that won't be this time. But there's a lot of people out there that love to see this thing. Looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'll see you next week, or no, about 3 weeks. Take care, man.
It's my pleasure, Brian. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you in a few weeks.